SCHD, or the Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF, just announced their single largest dividend payout of all time since this fund's inception. Now, this massive dividend increase is going to have huge implications on your portfolio if you're like myself and have been buying SCHD shares for a while now. Now, in this video, we're going to go over exactly what this new dividend increase is, how much of a dividend increase it is compared to previous years. I'm also going to share with you exactly how many shares of SCHD I have as of right now and how much dividend income I'm going to be receiving. Now, we're going to go over all this and a lot more, so make sure to stick around, drop a like down below, and let's get right into it. Real quick, for those that haven't already, make sure to go to the first link in my description and grab my new dividend investing ebook, where I share exactly how I went from $0 invested to now earning over $6,000 on a monthly basis and over $1 million invested in the markets. Along with the ebook, you're also going to receive my custom dividend tracker, where you can track your dividend progress on an ongoing basis and reach your dividend investing goals. So make sure to grab yourself a copy of my dividend investing ebook and the new dividend tracker today. It's the first link in my description. Now, just to lay some groundwork, we're talking about the Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF, one of the most popular dividend growth style ETFs across the entire market. And as far as the dividend growth retail investing community, this is probably one of the most popular ETFs, and I would say as one of the most cult-like followings across the entire market when it comes to any fund. Now, the distribution that was announced today, and this is as of June 26, 2024, 82 cents per share to be distributed to investors, payable on July 1st. Now, this was somewhat of a massive shock to the entire community of SCHD holders, and this is because not only is this much larger than the previous year's June dividend of 66.47 cents, but on top of that, even against some of the higher projections that I've seen, this is even larger than that. Now, it's no secret that a fund like SCHD that has shown dividend growth historically is going to most likely continue to raise their dividends over time. But again, over time, we've seen anywhere from around 6, 7, maybe 8% year-over-year increase per each quarterly dividend over the long term. Now, to give you some actual numbers of what this new dividend increase gives this fund, because this is pretty shocking. This 82-cent dividend that was just announced as of recently is not only a 34.9% change from the previous dividend of just over 61 cents, but also on top of that, if we were to compare this newest June dividend compared to the previous year, this dividend is up 24%. Now, over time, if you look at this column right here where it says percentage change from previous year, you can see that for the most part, every single quarter after quarter, year after year, for the most part, with a few exceptions, SCHD has been raising their dividends quarter after quarter, which has been giving dividend growth investors like myself more and more cash flow over time, which is one of the main reasons a lot of us love this ETF to begin with. But like I said a second ago, although it has happened historically, we've seen times where SCHD raises their dividend 29.1%, and this is the percentage change year over year, but most of the time on average, we're looking at around 10% or so. Not to mention with the way the stock market has been as of recently over the last year, there's been a lot of turbulence, a lot of headwinds. We've even seen some companies cut their dividends over this time frame. So as SCHD holders, a lot of us were sort of concerned that we weren't going to have a massive dividend increase, although a lot of us thought we'd see anywhere from around 70 to maybe 72 cents. Which means an 82-cent dividend is much, much larger. Now, what this means for me as an SCHD investor, it once again just sort of proves that SCHD's methodology, the underlying index that SCHD tracks, which of course is the Dow Jones US Dividend 100 Index, is sort of unstoppable and unbeatable. And because of the way this ETF rotates through different stocks, adds in different names, and takes out certain names year after year during the reconstitution, this ETF somehow year after year squeezes out more and more dividend increases, which again, hopefully most likely, will give investors like myself more and more cash flow over time. Now, the top 10 holdings as of right now in SCHD, just for some context, are companies like Amgen, we have AbbVie, we have Cisco, we have HD, Home Depot, we have Chevron, BlackRock, Lockheed Martin, Coca-Cola, Verizon, and Texas Instruments. Now, of course, there's around 100 different companies within this fund, but just these top 10 companies, there are some dividend growth monsters in this list, which again most likely will continue to help SCHD inch closer and closer to that $1 per share per quarter dividend that a lot of us are hoping for within the next few years. And honestly, it doesn't seem like we're too far away from that. If we were to extrapolate out and just go off of the previous dividends, I think we could see our first $1 per share per quarter dividend paid from SCHD, maybe even by 2026. Now, the next thing I definitely have to share with all of you guys, especially for those of you that have been along this journey for a while, I'm currently in my portfolio sitting on 633 shares of SCHD across all my portfolios as of right now, which means because of this most recent dividend increase, I'm going to be earning around $519 in dividend income just from SCHD alone come July 1st. Now, that's not only much more money than I would have earned from SCHD holding the same exact amount of shares if I were to hold them just a year ago, but on top of that, with this dividend, if I wanted to drip it into more shares of SCHD, I could just with this dividend purchase around 6.5 shares of SCHD, which is pretty massive. Now, my personal longer term plan for SCHD at this point is to continue to buy more shares pretty much every single day the market is open, stack more and more shares as time goes on, and inch closer and closer to that 1,000 share milestone that I'm hopefully going to hit sometime this year, or if not, we'll probably hit it next year. But just for fun, looking back in June 2023, SCHD paid 66 cents per share per quarter. So if we were to multiply that 66 cents times 633 shares, which I have as of right now, I would have only earned around $417 per share in dividends, which means this year, because of this massive dividend increase, I'm earning nearly $100 more, which again, say what you want, but to me is very substantial. So all in all, is the Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF the perfect ETF for every single investor across the market? Maybe, maybe not. But for investors that favor upside potential along with cash flow long term and getting paid more and more in dividends, at least historically speaking, and the data is sitting right in front of me right now, you can see that year over year, basically every single quarter, SCHD has been paying investors more and more in dividends over time. For the investors that want that, SCHD ETF is a great investment opportunity. And like I said, looking at these dividends historically, although we've seen some massive dividend increases, I think we're far from finished. I think SCHD is going to be paying that $1 per quarter per share dividend within the next several years. But now lastly, most importantly, I want to hear from you guys down below. With this newest 82-cent dividend that was announced from SCHD, are you personally shocked by it, impressed by it, or disappointed in it? Let us know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to please drop a like on it and subscribe for more future content like this. Thanks as always for stopping by, and if you are interested in investing, make sure to check out these recent videos I posted right here.